A beginning is the time for taking the most delicate care that the balances are correct. This every sister of the Bene Gesserit knows. To begin your study of the life of Muad'Dib then, take care that you first place him in his time, born in the 57th year of the Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV. And take the most special care that you locate Muad'Dib in his place, the planet Arrakis. Do not be deceived by the fact that he was born on Caladan and lived his first 15 years there. Arrakis, the planet known as Dune, is forever his place.
Huh? Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I'd like to introduce you to a new series that I've created called Ape Approved. This is where I talk about movies, video games, and books that I enjoy. And this time, I'm reviewing a book. Now, I know what a few of you may be thinking. How can I, an ape, grow to appreciate and understand human literature? Well, ever since I was born and raised in
Redacted,
I've been surrounded by books to which I've grown very attached to. Some books unhealthily so. So I wanted to talk about one such book today, Frank Herbert's Dune. So, let's dive right into it.
the spice extends life. The spice expands consciousness.
Dune is a 1964 science fiction novel written by Frank Herbert. Now, the story is a little complex, and I could summarize it for you, but I found that to be a little boring, so instead I thought I'd give you a heavily abridged version of the book using Nintendo plush toys that I've accumulated over the years. So, for your viewing pleasure, Dune, reenacted with Nintendo plush toys. So far off, in the distant future, humanity has come to rule the universe and has dukedoms and fiefdoms on various planets, all of which are ruled by the Emperor of the known universe, Shaddam IV. Well, the Emperor talks to this guy, Baron Vladimir Arcon, and says, "Hey, Baron." "Yeah? You know that Duke Leto Atreides guy?" "Yeah. Well, I hate him. He sucks. He poses a serious threat to my power. Now, I know you hate him too, so I have an idea. If you help me kill him, you'll be compensated handsomely, and you will get your vengeance on the Atreides family." And the Baron says, "Oh, sure, bud." And they go off and scheme to kill the Atreides family. Meanwhile, Duke Leto's son, Paul, finds out that he has this secret power within him, and his mom is like, "Be careful, Paul." And he says, "Yeah, okay, Mom." He's not feeling well because his dad agreed to move from the planet Caladan to the planet Arrakis, which is a desert planet, but it has sandworms in this drug that gives people psychic powers. So the Atreides move to Arrakis, and they make friends with the locals, the Fremen, and they get along well, but then, boom! Betrayal! The Duke is killed, and Paul and his mom narrowly escape into the desert and live with the Fremen. Then, 3 years later, Paul gets crazy powers. The Fremen thinks he's the Messiah. They team up, kill the Baron. Paul marries the daughter of the Emperor and becomes Emperor of the known universe. Then the Fremen are like, Paul, we like you so dang much, we're gonna go and conquer other planets in your name. And Paul's like, okay. The end. Now that you have the necessary background knowledge, permit me then to talk about what I like so much about Dune. The writing. The writing in Dune is well done. It has a bit of an epic old-timey feel like something out of a myth, but it's also injected with tons of sci-fi elements. While the names of the characters and the terms used sound a little foreign or alien at times, they're actually not. For instance, Kwisatz Haderach is taken from Hebrew for shortening of the way, and Muad'Dib is taken from Arabic for teacher. Herbert takes these terms and recontextualizes them to make them appear more distant and alien, but they are definitely of Earth. After all, while humans have conquered the universe in this book, they still have ties to their homeworld. Speaking of worlds, the world. Dune presents such a fascinating universe that is sci-fi, but not in a typical manner. There are no robots, supercomputers, rogue AI, or any other of those typical sci-fi elements. In fact, in the Dune universe, all of those things are banned because in the past there was a war with thinking machines. Because of it, people take this substance called melange, also called the spice, that gives them prescience, prolongs their life, but also gets them addicted to it, and if they quit, they die. Also, without robots and supercomputers, there are humans called mentats that are able to do huge calculations all within their head instead. All the houses of the universe have a mentat or two to talk logic and other things, counseling and whatnot. And perhaps the most iconic beings in the whole Dune universe, the sandworms, the Shai-Hulud, the old men of the desert, these massive dragon-like serpentile worms that roam the desert, inspiring awe and fear in all that behold them. It's just a deeply engrossing universe within this book. But aside from the world presented within, this book also carries a message. The message. Now, contrary to what some gamers might tell you, all pieces of media contain a certain message. What I find so interesting about Dune's message is that it recontextualizes the character and its story. You see, while you read it, you think Paul's a good guy. He's the protagonist. He's avenging the death of his father and the besmirching of his family name. He's got a lot of charisma and people like him, but that's the trick that Frank Herbert pulls on you. You see, Paul is not a hero. I mean, he's only 18, he's angsty, he has no idea who he is or what power he wields. He makes these native people think that he's their savior, their messiah, so that they can do whatever he wants. And then at the end, the same people start to attack other innocent planets because they believe in him so much, and he's just like, okay, yeah, whatever, go for it, I can't stop it. And that's the crux of the Dune books. You can't trust leaders that are charismatic. They can lead you down a dark path of destruction if you're not careful. Now, Dune might be daunting to read. I mean, it is a thick book, and I hope you like words. And while it's not perfect in its handling of certain subjects, I think it's definitely worth a read. Or a listen if you'd like the audiobook instead. I'd definitely recommend it to anyone who's interested in Game of Thrones. It shares that similar epic scale and political intrigue. Also, in the new movie by Denis Villeneuve coming out hopefully this winter, it's the perfect time to get into the book. I've been a huge fan of Dune for quite some time, so I want to pass some of this spice along to you. Thanks for watching.